welcome to my additional videos for my Basic Psychic Skills Part 2. If you're new to this, these are additional videos that go along with my video course on basically how to be psychic, and this is Part 2. So if you haven't seen them already, go to my website, psychiclauren.com, and you can check out Part 1 and Part 2. These videos are standalone, so you don't have to watch the video courses to watch them, but if at the end you're finding that you want to learn more and understand the context of what we're talking about and get the basics of what clairs are, definitely check out my video course. It's probably one of my most popular videos. So today we are talking about all sorts of different clair exercises. And again, why we want to do this is because we want to strengthen our clairs. We want to strengthen them individually, but we also want to strengthen them as a group so that our claircognizance, that clear knowing, is just like bam, 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 super fast. And this is, again, a great way for us to, if we want to see things more, or if we want to hear things, or if we want to stop feeling things, we can start focusing on other clairs and train, our body to use a certain clair over another. So the last clair is claircognizance, and claircognizance is the one that I feel like once all of your other clairs are really honed, they sort of mesh into this one clair, which is just when you just know. And so one of the great exercises that I use for claircognizance, you want to get a deck of cards. One of the exercises that we can use for claircognizance is fast card readings. Now, the whole point to this exercise is to read the cards fast, because claircognizance comes quick. You shouldn't have to second guess yourself, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just keep going. So you can do this with yourself, but I'm going to do this with Rob. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up a card, and he's got to guess really quickly, red or black.
Black.
And so I'll make a pile for black, and I'll make a pile for red, and we'll just go through the whole deck.
Red. Red. Black. Red. 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 Black. And red.
Cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip them over and see how right he was. Again, this is more about practice. So these ones are black. Looks like there's about an equal mix. But again, it's not about being right, it's about practicing. And ideally, you shouldn't even look at the cards when you're done, because when you do, it's like, oh, I got it wrong, and you start to judge yourself, and you block yourself, and ideally, you want to go through all the cards and then just shuffle them back together and not even look at them. And I noticed too that when you slowed down and when you started second guessing yourself, because I was looking at the cards as I was holding them up, and it was when you were more fast that you tended to get them right. But it was when you second guessed, or when I slowed down, is when it started to screw you up. So I would say I'm half the problem here, because I kept dropping cards. This is about speed and just trying to go as fast as you possibly can. And again, you can keep track of if you get it right or wrong, but remember, that's not the point. It's just about getting fast. Another exercise that you can do that requires a group is just to do fast readings. And so what you can do is have a line of people in front of you. I did this in my class. We had one line of people going this way, and then another line right in front of them. And what they would do is they would, I think it was like a 20-second timer. And you get in front of that person and you just start saying what comes to your mind. Just go and read. And then you move next to, after 20 seconds, you move to the next person. Like, this line stays, this line goes. And it's just about fast reading. One line is receiving, one line is reading. And these are called just speed readings. It's like speed dating. And the great thing about speed readings is, again, it forces you to just don't even care what you're saying. It might be like, I think I stood up there and I was like, I don't know, I'm seeing blue, I'm seeing red, oh, I'm seeing a ball, an ocean, maybe you should go to the ocean. And then it was like, bam, I gotta move on to the next one. And it forces you to just go, 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 and brush off whatever you're reading and just receive, receive, receive. Another claircognizant exercise that I absolutely love is called automatic writing. And I'm doing a separate video on this, but automatic writing is about letting the words flow as you write. And literally all you need to start is just some sort of prompt. And it could be, I am, or I need to know. and you just write what comes to your brain, and you never want to pick up your pencil. You want to just keep writing. You want to keep writing, and if you don't know what to write, you can keep writing that prompt again. I am, or I need to know this, I need to know. And then as soon as you start to get in a flow, you'll start to realize that it just, the message flows. Another great prompt you can start with is on a dark and stormy night, and then just let your brain go. And then there's going to be a point where your hand can't even keep up with your thoughts. And what you want to do as you're doing automatic writing is not just analyze it with your logical brain, just keep writing it. And then at the end, you can look back and be like, whoa, there's a message in there, holy cow. That's not what you want to do as you're doing it. It's just about getting with the flow and receiving and writing it down, And a lot of people do their readings this way, and I would call this a very claircognizant skill. So those are the 6 clairs and some individual exercises. Here's some exercises that you can apply to all of the clairs. One of my favorite things to do is when you lose something, you lose your keys, you lose a sock, I don't know, whatever it is, sit down with a piece of paper and focus on each clair. Write it out, clairvoyance, clairaudience, blah, blah, blah. And what you want to do is ask your guides, where did this object go? And you try to see where the object is, then you try to hear where the object is, you try to feel where the object is, and on each of those things just write out what you're getting and see if it's helpful. I mean, you don't know where it is anyway, you might as well do it. Another exercise that you can use for all your clairs is by asking a flower a yes or no question. So the flower exercise is just great for any intuitive question. You can be like, you know, am I going to see so-and-so tomorrow? And you set the intention that, you know, if the flower blooms, it's a yes, and if it wilts, it's a no. And so what you can start to do is focus on that flower using your different clairs. So see that flower in your mind, maybe hear, and I know that might be strange, but maybe you actually hear the crunching of leaves, or maybe you hear birds chirping is what I'm getting, and that indicates that the flower is blooming. Maybe you can actually feel the petals on your skin, maybe you can feel the texture of it blooming versus dying. Again, using any of your clairs to feel the flower itself and train yourself to sort of receive information using one of those clairs over the other. And if a flower isn't working for you, something else you can do is just like anything with a polarity, opposites. So you could do sunshine versus nighttime. So, you know, in that case, daytime versus nighttime, you can hear birds, or you could hear crickets. You could see sun, you could see the moon, you could feel warmth, or you could feel cold. So you can use all of these things on all of these clairs. Another great way to practice all of your clairs is to get a photo of somebody, someone's dog, some person, whatever it is, somebody that you don't know. And again, take out that list, write down all 6 clairs, and then use your clairs individually to try to guess something about that picture. Like, tell me about this person's personality, and start with clairvoyance. What do you see about their personality? What do you hear about their personality? Clairaudience. Go through the list and try to feel things, you know, do all of it. And remember to clear the slate in between. And again, with this exercise, because it's somebody that you don't know, remember to set all those intentions and boundaries, because you never know if somebody could have some weird stuff around them. The clairs are my absolute favorite thing to use, and using your clairs, you should be able to answer any psychic question that you have. So I hope these tips help you. Remember that there's even more tips in my course on how to strengthen your clairs. You can find that on my website, psychiclauren.com. You want to look for the Psychic Skills Part 2 course. Let me know in the comments below which one of these was your favorite, and if you have any ideas or any of these that you just absolutely love and want to share with other people. Thanks for watching, and remember, at the end of the day, to trust your gut and trust those clairs.